Who's got the rocket launcher? I say we blow it up. Now fire that thing.
It's for the city of sports, playing with a giant Nick. With my man S. Dot Dog.
That's him.
You feel the vibe?
That's me.
We going live.
That's us.
That like button shared, you been subscribed.
Stadium.
That MetLife, Big Blue, home of the Braves.
Yeah.
That turnpike, you can see that's where the game's played. NFL one day, then it's the NBA. Madison Square Garden, that's where the Knicks play. This that NY Logan, no it don't get broken. Legalize mean this shit smoking. I'm on topic, dropping another episode. The game winner, trade, maybe a field goal. Everybody right now doing the wave. You tune in, the show called The Man-Cave. I see the chat, they always doing their thing. Big views, 85 inch screen. The game's on, you rush and bleed. Remain calm, you on the road to chill. Do the watch along, the show's on. The host, you know it's S-God. It's no telling, the panel filled with guest stars. You're now rocking with the voice, you know what it is. It's your boy J Boogie. You're now rocking with my man S-God. I support him to the fullest, you heard? My man Mike Blaze. This is Alter Production. What that mean? We about to alter everything that's playing. Tune in. My man S.G.O.D. Support the show. Subscribe, share it. Most importantly, hit that like button.
What's good? What's good, Giants Nation? What's good, Big Blue Nation? Salute, salute. Welcome back to another episode of the Man-Cave podcast with your host, S-God. And let me tell you something, man. I know you like me. Can't wait for tomorrow, man. Tomorrow is the Giants' first preseason game against the Detroit Lions. First preseason game. I think it's only two preseason games on tomorrow. Giants and Lions at 7. And also Panthers and the Patriots too. But the Giants game won't be shown on NFL Network, so I have to stream it somehow, you know what I'm saying? But we'll get to it and stuff like that. But, man, so far, man, hey, man, just I know I'm a little bit late, you know what I'm saying, for the Giants training camp and stuff like that. But the Giants and the Lions joint training camp have been live, man. If you have missed it, if you haven't seen nothing of it, man, you need to go and watch some of the highlights. And, of course, I think the first practice, yeah, a little bit chippy, a lot of fights, you know what I'm saying? And, hey, our quarterback, Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, D-Murder, whatever you want to call him. Danny was in there getting his, letting people know he ain't want to play with, bro. Danny looked like he's locked in, he's focused, and he's ready to bring it this season. And he ain't taking no shit, man, because at the end of the day, he been getting a lot of dirt, a lot of criticism, a lot of shit been thrown his way. Man, but, hey, I like that fight in Daniel Jones, and like I said, he showed a lot, man. He showed his teammates, like I said, man. Daniel Jones, even come back with an ACL tear and stuff like that in his leg, man. He's still out there trying to scrap and, get in there and stuff like that, man. So, I mean, he's showing his guys like, yo, he's in there with them. So, guys like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Your teammates like that, they respect that. And, Daniel Jones got a lot of respect off of that video. And so much so that you got some of his naysayers, some of his biggest critics and all stuff. Now some of them try to backtrack and, they like, oh, maybe he's not so what you call is like, man. And then they like the biggest one, Colin Cowherd. Come on, bro. Colin Cowherd. That's why I call him Cowherd because he ain't no good, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the first ones that was criticized of Daniel Jones. Now he's trying to say, what's good, NYG? What's good, bro? Yeah, he's one of the ones that's trying to criticize and say all type of things, and that little I don't know, his little co-host, whatever his name is, he's another Daniel Jones hater. So is Joy Taylor, Shady McCoy, all those guys, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, enough of those guys, man. Like I said, the joint practice, man, what I like with the joint practice with the Lions, the Giants showed their physicality. They was not afraid of the Lions. Like I said, he was going toe-to-toe with the Lions, defense and on offense. Like I said, moving that ball. So coming through with the defense on the lines, you know what I'm saying? So, come to the season, what I want to see is like, I want to see our defensive front, how we're going to react and things like that. Because to me, that's going to be the strength of our team, our defensive front on the defensive side. If those guys could bring it, bring some sacks, also get in there and stop the run, like I said, that's going to go a long ways, making our defense that much better, possibly be a top 10 defense. Like I said, we got one of the best defensive front lines. So ain't no reason why we shouldn't be up there in one of the top ranked defenses in the league by the end of the season. Yeah, of course, in the beginning of the season, they ain't going to show us that much respect. We got to go out there and earn it. And we got the guys to do it. We got the horses, we got the dogs. So let's go show them. You know what I'm saying? But some of the things for the joint practices. As we all know, Daniel Jones got into his little scuffle and stuff like that. He didn't like how his offensive lineman was being treated and stuff like that. So, of course, he pushed off, and then that started a little ruckus and all that stuff. No big deal. Then you got Dane Belton and Andrew Phillips and things like that. And also Malik Nabers, our star wide receiver. Malik Nabers got into a little scuffle too, in the second practice. So it's like, yo, these guys are just bringing out their dogs, man. That's what they are. They dogs. Practice is going to be like that when you're going up against somebody else, another team. When you're going against your own team, you can only do but so much. So, when you do the joint practice with the other team, that's why I like joint practices, you know what I'm saying? So you can take your aggression out on these guys, other teams, show them what you got, man. And I think like last year when we played the Lions in the preseason and also the joint practice, we didn't do too good, you know what I'm saying? So this year, I think the Giants wanted to prove a point, send a message, and I think message was well received. We'll see tomorrow in the first preseason game. I don't expect too many starters in the preseason game because it's the first preseason game. So more like the second game, I think, is a dress rehearsal because there's only 3 preseason games now. So that second game going to be a dress rehearsal. So you'll see the starters in there probably for half a quarter. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be there most likely the first quarter at least. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus it's going to be good for Daniel Jones too. So, because he hasn't played football really in like 9 months. So he should go out there and try to shake some more rust off before the regular season start, because like I said, we want to hit that ground up and running, man. But yeah, in them joint practices, man, let me see some few things. Isaiah Simmons, heard he's looking good. Isaiah Simmons, they're using them like, so sub packages, nickel, things like that. So, and hopefully Shane Bowen could be like one of the first defensive coordinators that can unlock Isaiah Simmons, because like I said, he is a weapon. The guy, I mean, he's multi-talented, he's very athletic. So you could use him as a safety, as a corner, as a linebacker, So he's going to be like a Swiss Army knife. He's going to be playing all over the place. And hopefully Shane Bowen can use him great in the system. And he can also rush the passer too. So that's another added for us, with Isaiah Simmons, So that'll be great. Drew Phillips, what can I say about him, man? Our rookie slot corner, physicality, man. Look like he's bringing it. He's doing real good out there and stuff like that. And like I said, he's one of the guys that got in a little scuffle. So he ain't taking no shit either, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, you got to respect these young kids, man. These dogs, they're dogs. That's what they are, dogs. That's what we need, dogs. Also Deontay Banks. I know you see some highlights with, Malik Nabers getting the best of him, but hey, Malik Nabers getting the best of everybody, getting the best of the Lions too. You know what I'm saying? And for Nabers and Banks, bro, that's what we want. That's a good iron sharpens iron, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be a good little rivalry, you know what I'm saying, in the team, in practices and stuff like that. That's going to get Deontay Banks, going to get him nice on the field too, on defense. And also for Malik Nabers, you're going against one of the top physical corners, young corners. So that's another good thing for us, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, we're starting to build this team up, man, getting some more talent on both sides of the ball, man. The offensive side is getting some talent too. Also, another person, Theo Johnson, the tight end. I know I've seen a depth chart. They got him like 4th on the depth chart. But trust me, by the middle of the season, or towards the beginning of the season, he's going to be up there. He's going to be starting. He's going to be getting a lot of plays and stuff like that. He's real talented and stuff like that. And the only reason why he probably on the bottom of the chart right now is because of probably picking up blitzes, blocking, things like that. But once you get into, like I said, preseason games and a regular season, he's going to work his way up there and stuff like that. So this rookie class, like I said, it's turned out to going to be, these guys going to be going to help us, man. Tyler Nubin, I know he's, like I say, he's behind the A-ball right now because he's been injured with the calf injury and stuff like that. So that's setting him back a little bit. But I think come the regular season, he'll be ready to and stuff like that. We can see a more 3 safety, type of defense. So you're going to see Belton, Pinnock, and Tyler Nubin out there. So, and Tyler Nubin bring that physicality. So that's another good thing. So, we building this team up the right way, man. You know what I'm saying? So far in these joint practices, other people who's been doing some work, offensive lineman, like I said, Jermaine Illuminor, man, he's been, he's been going one-on-one with Aiden Hutchinson and things like that. He's been holding his own against Aiden Hutchinson. And frankly, the way, from the highlights that I've seen, I'm like, man, I haven't seen a right tackle like that, on our team in a minute that, do some work like that. And I know it's only training camp, but, the guy's also one of the top offensive linemen in football too. So I want to see the regular season and also the preseason, see what these guys got. But I like this line so far. Yeah, we got a little injuries with JMS out, and stuff like that. But hey, I'm good. It's only training camp. in this preseason because, we need all hands on deck regular season. When the regular season start, that'll be a good thing if everybody could get all our offensive linemen. If all of them are healthy, it's going to be Andrew Thomas, John Runyon, JMS, Greg Van Roten, and Jermaine Illuminor. That's going to be the starting offensive line. And Evan Neal comes back because he's hurt right now. And that's another thing with Evan Neal. It looked like he had a setback, in his rehab and things like that. So it doesn't look like he's going to start the season out. And to me, I think he's going to be on the PUP list. So he's probably going to miss the first 4 weeks of the season. So that'll give these other guys time to gel and things like that. And by the time he comes back, he's going to have to work himself back into game shape anyway. So it could be a while before we see Evan Neal, you know what I'm saying? If we see him, this season, most likely we will because injuries is always part of the game, you know what I'm saying? Offensive linemen go down and stuff like that. Knock on wood, hopefully it don't happen, but that's just the reality of the beast. So if it happens, it happens, you know what I'm saying? He'll be back in there, but he'll have to work his way back in there. And if he can't do it on the at the tackle, they're gonna have to kick him in the guard, to see if he could do that. But his spot is not a given to him anymore. Like he's a starter. He's gonna have to earn that spot back when he comes back. So that's a good thing because before he didn't have to because we didn't have another offensive lineman on the roster that was talented enough to take his spot. But now he got somebody that can take his spot and also move him to another position. So, he's been put on notice too, you know what I'm saying? And listen, I get it. As a business, hey, I'm with the Giants, man. Hey, a lot of guys in the past have been just given a starting role because there was nobody better than them and they had no competition. This new regime, this new front office, they bring in competition. They bring in competition for these guys and be like, hey, your position is not given, bro. You come back, you're going to fight for it. If you don't, and guess what? You might not even get it back. More than likely, you won't get it back. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Evan Neal won't see the field. Yeah, I'll say the same thing too, bro. But hey, sometimes, like I said, man, we had a rash of injuries on the offensive line in the last couple of years. Hopefully, knock on wood, hopefully it's not like that. And hey, if these guys all stay healthy, you're right. We won't see them on the field this year. But if the guys start going down, you know what I'm saying? And then, Josh Azudu got to come back in. It's like, hey, you might as well put Evan Neal in there because Azudu is just as bad as Evan Neal, you know what I'm saying? And if Evan Neal, like I said, if he can't work with Carmen Brasillo and get his act right to be the right tackle, then, hey, you kick him in the guard, or if not, then he's off the team, or you trade him and see what you can get. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, this is the first time that he's going to have to earn his spot. It's not given. And like I said, this is a new offensive coach. So he's going to have to learn like the techniques and all the stuff, the footworks and things like that with this new offensive line coach. So he's already behind the 8 ball because he's hurt. So when you're hurt, you're only doing this rehab, you're behind the 8 ball. So, but yeah, like I said, the offensive line, those guys, like I said, that's going to be the starting offensive line right there. Andrew Thomas, Runyon, JMS, Greg Van Roten, and Jermaine Illuminor. And that's it. Like I said, on the defensive side, I know it's going to be I think it'll be a 4-3 base. So I think it's going to be more like it's going to be Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, and I really want to see Jordan Riley get the other starting spot. But if he's like the backup to, Dex as a nose tackle, then okay. But I really want to see Jordan Riley and Dex play next to each other side by side to really, like I said, really punish that middle, push that middle up in that pocket, and make again Brian Burns and Evan and Kayvon Thibodeau could feast. Them guys can feast all day long off of those guys, But like I said, as far as the joint practice with the Lions, a lot of good things. Malik Nabers still cooking. He cooking everybody out there. Don't matter who you put on him. Don't matter who you got. He's still doing his thing. And if I'm not mistaken, I think in 2 games, the 2 practices, he's been targeted 17 times and with 16 completions. So he's 16 out of 17. Basically, he's catching everything that's been thrown his way, making plays all over the place. So that's a good thing. And like I said, I would like to see him in the first game, but I doubt he's going to play the first game. But that second game, he's going to play in that second game for the dress rehearsal. So we'll get to see more. And I think that second game we play the Patriots or the Jets, either one of them. I think it's the Patriots or the Jets that we play. Don't remember. But all I know is tomorrow is the first game of preseason. Can't wait to see that game, 7:00 game tomorrow against the Detroit Lions. Like I said, for the Lions, Jared Goff and some of the stars most likely won't play, so we won't really get to see what we need to see. So that second game, like I said, that's the dress rehearsal. That's when we should be able to get to see what we need to see and stuff like that. So I can't wait for it, man. I'm hyped up about it, man. So let me show you some highlights from the Giants and Lions joint practice. Pull it up 1 second. All right. There we go. You want to see the joint practices.
This is a special occasion for myself. Like, man, this ain't nothing but another practice, man. Let's do it.
Right there. Oh, there you have it, man. That was a little bit of highlights from the joint practice with the Lions and the Giants. You see some amazing catches, amazing plays being done, man. Like I said, man, I'm glad. Like I said, this year the Giants show, like I said, they they came to play. They brought some physicality with them against the Lions. Like I said, because the Lions are one of the top teams this year. Also, they in line to be one of the championship contenders and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Top contender to win the NFC and stuff like that. So, hey, they have a Super Bowl contender. Hey, like I said, who better to show up against and play against the Detroit Lions and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? The top teams, Lions, 49ers, Eagles, all these guys, bring it on. We're going to be ready for these guys, man. Like I said, I think a lot of people sleeping on the Giants this year, you know what I'm saying, because of, Daniel Jones and, losing Saquon Barkley and stuff like that. But I think, like I said, looking at like a training camp and also this first preseason game going to show a lot like, the Giants, these guys got a plan, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, listen, losing Saquon Barkley, like I said, I like Barkley and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, one guy don't stop the show, bro. Usually, like I said, we won a Super Bowl before Barkley got here, and we're going to win one after Barkley. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like it's the end-all, be-all and stuff like that. So, like I said, that's in the past now. We're just strictly New York Giants now. Daniel Jones, Malik Nabers, Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson. Like I said, I dubbed them the SEC 3. So, the SEC 3, wide receivers, Malik Nabers, Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson coming soon at an arena near you. So you'll get your chance to see the SEC 3 this year. Like I said, I hope these guys are all fully healthy and ready to go. And also, now to segue into Malik Nabers. Like I said, man, what can I say about this guy, man? You know what I'm saying? I said, we've been watching him, in Giants practices and training camp and stuff like that and seeing what is, like I said, this dude is a dog. This dude is going to be a superstar. He's going to be a star. You know what I'm saying? And, and all them people that was talking about, Daniel Jones can't throw the long ball. He can't do this. He can't do that and all stuff. And I was like, yo, this dude did it in his rookie season. He threw for 3,200 yards with nobody, you know what I'm saying? No offensive line. So to say he can't even throw the ball, that's asinine. He had a couple 400 passing yard games in his rookie season. I remember one against the Commanders or the Redskins at that time. I mean, the guy can throw the ball. He just have to have receivers and he have to have time to throw the ball. And I know a lot of people say oh, he's a one-read quarterback and this and that, but you got to understand, he played at Duke. Playing at Duke and playing for the Giants is basically about the same thing as far as the offensive line. He had no offensive line help. He had no receivers. When he played at Duke, if I'm not mistaken, Daniel Jones was the only player drafted from Duke. So that tells you a lot about his team. If he's the only NFL player that was drafted on his team, that tells you a lot about the talent he had at Duke. And also, Daniel Jones had 1,275 passing attempts at Duke in 3 years. So I don't know where you get this thing from. He doesn't throw the ball. That's like 430 attempts a year in 3 years. He throws the ball. He had over 8,000 yards at Duke throwing the ball. Who is he throwing the ball to? That's the number one question. Who was he throwing the ball to? And like I said, if you go back and look at Daniel Jones' stats in college, his stats is better than Jalen Hurts in college. It's better than Josh Allen, and it's better than who's the other one? I want to say Herbert at Oregon and so on. But just go compare those quarterbacks and look at the talent that those guys play with in college, and look at the talent that Daniel Jones played with in college. There's no way he should throw for 8,000 yards in 3 years at Duke. No way at all with nobody on the roster. No way. But like you said, you're right, NYG. Daniel Jones about to prove these haters wrong. Can't wait. I can't wait either. Like I said, if this offensive line holds up and these guys make these plays, like I know they will, bro, watch. You're going to have all these naysayers and all these people are going to start backtracking and start saying, hey, man, well, you already got Colin Cowherd already starting that. He's already starting that crap. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the major flip-floppers of all time, though. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the biggest haters and stuff like that. But, pretty soon then you'll see on Speak, you know what I'm saying, and all that First Take and all the stuff, they're going to be, oh, wait a minute, Daniel Jones, maybe he's not that bad of a quarterback and all stuff. It's like, yeah, you look at all these other quarterbacks, they got weapons. They got an offensive line. They got defense. They got everything. You know what I'm saying? And yet they don't win Super Bowls. They don't even win playoff games. A lot of these guys don't even win playoff games. That's the whole thing. They hype these guys up all year long, and then when they get to the playoffs, crickets. And they're looking for excuses for these guys why they can't win a Super Bowl. You know what it sounds like to me? It's almost like the Tom Brady effect. Like how Tom Brady was basically like the Michael Jordan of football, where everybody ran against Tom Brady. They couldn't win. But when we played Tom Brady with Eli Manning, we won Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't even in our division. They were in the AFC. We was in the NFC. So all them teams that he was beating up on year after year was the AFC beating on those teams, beating them up. You know what I'm saying? But when it came to Eli Manning never wavered. He just went in there. Our defense went in there, did work. Eli did his work, did what he had to do, and we won both Super Bowls. But now the new Tom Brady is Patrick Mahomes. Everybody can't beat Patrick Mahomes. These other quarterbacks, they're elite. Why can't they beat them? They got elite players on their team too. Go ahead and beat Mahomes. Are you scared to beat Mahomes? I mean, just go out there and beat the Chiefs defense. That's all you got to do. Don't worry about Mahomes. Go and beat their defense. You're an all-pro quarterback. Do your thing. And you know who I'm talking about. Jalen Hurts, Burrows, Josh Allen, Tua, all these guys. You know what I'm saying? Trevor Lawrence, all these guys you want to name up there, all the guys you want to put up there and all this stuff. Lamar Jackson, everybody, go beat this guy. Brock Purdy, everybody, go beat this guy. You know what I'm saying? Go beat him. You know what I'm saying? But everybody acting like I said, Patrick Mahomes, great quarterback, but you playing against the Chiefs defense. Go beat their defense. You acting like you're playing against the Ravens Super Bowl Hall of Fame defense or iconic defense when Ray Lewis is there. The Chiefs defense is good. Not that good like that, bro. Go and do your job. You are an elite quarterback. That's what you get paid for. That's what you get hyped up about. That's what they hype you. They say you one of the top quarterbacks. Go and show people that you can beat this guy. Like I said, if you can't beat him, I don't want to hear it. Because like I said, you're not playing against Patrick Mahomes. You're playing against the Chiefs defense. Go beat their ass. Beat their ass. That's what I say. When Eli Manning played against the Patriots, he wasn't playing against Brady. He was playing against their defense. He beat their ass. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying? And then our defense beat his ass. That's what we did. Beat him up. And like I said, the Eagles, the year you lost to the Chiefs, you had the number one defense. You had like over 70 sacks and all this stuff, and you was doing all these records. And then you went out with a whimper in the second half against Patrick Mahomes. You should have beat his ass. And if I believe that Patrick Mahomes was playing with a bad knee. He was playing with a bad knee. If I don't remember, he was playing with a bad knee. And you guys still couldn't beat him. You still couldn't beat him. He came back in the second half down 10 points and beat your ass. That's what I'm saying. So, like I said, I don't want to hear nothing about these elite quarterbacks until they go out there and win Super Bowls. That's all I care about, win Super Bowls. If you got a good team, you need to win Super Bowls. You don't need to be sitting back here and having excuses year after year. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Dak Prescott, ever since he came in the league, number one offensive line. He had the weapons. Des Bryant, CeeDee Lamb. He had all these weapons. Ezekiel Elliott, all these weapons. Dude got two playoff wins in like 8 years. 2 playoff wins or even 1 playoff win. And they haven't won a Super Bowl in, 30 years. But you got the number one offensive line. You had all these weapons. Your defense was good because you had DeMarcus Lawrence. You had, I think DeMarcus Ware was still there. You couldn't win a Super Bowl. At the end of the day, like I said, if you can't win a Super Bowl, bro, I don't want to hear that shit, bro. If you got a good team, you got all the parts, you got a complete team, go out and do the fucking work. Nobody wants to hear about that shit. You know, at the end of the season, oh well, we couldn't win. We couldn't win because our quarterback choked. Right. That's what I'm saying. The Giants, when we won Super Bowls, we didn't have the best teams. Our team was like middle of the pack, but we had a leader. We had Eli Manning. We had a guy who believed in himself. He wasn't afraid of nobody. I put Eli Manning in the biggest spot. If that's a quarterback, that's one quarterback I want in the Super Bowl. Give me Eli Manning against the field. If you give Eli Manning a great team, give me Eli Manning. He'll win a Super Bowl. Don't give a damn who he playing against. Don't give a damn who he playing against. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, back to, like I said, the Malik Nabers, like I said, the hype train, like I said, I know it's only preseason. I mean, it's not even preseason yet because it's training camp and stuff like that, man. But, yo, at the end of the day, this dude is going to be a superstar, man. He's going to be a star. Exactly. And when he's quarter one shit right. Stafford, Mahomes, and Rodgers, everyone else playing catch up. That's right, man. Like I said, every day, I mean, we're hearing it every day, all these quarterbacks, Josh Allen, you know what I'm saying, Justin Herbert, you know, Jalen Hurts, Tua. Tua's like, you know what I'm saying, he's just starting to come up, but Trevor Lawrence, all these other guys, man, they just like Brock Purdy. All these guys are great. All these guys are great, but they haven't won a Super Bowl yet. And when they do, hey, I'll give them their props. But until then, I ain't giving them no props. And on top of that, they all have good teams. It ain't like they started from the bottom. They ain't started from the bottom like DJ. DJ started from the bottom, and he's working his way up. Like I said, as Giants fans, that's how we like it. That's how we want it. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be given shit. We want to earn that shit. And that's what we done when we got our Super Bowls. We earn that shit. You know what I'm saying? We beat the undefeated New England Patriots. We made history. We stopped their history. You know what I'm saying? We went up there and we beat them fair and square. And like I said, and we gave Brady a sandwich at the end of the game. Get sacked that ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? But back to this Malik Nabers, man. I'm going to show you some Malik Nabers highlights and stuff like that, man. Like I said, the hype train is rolling right along. Like I said, man, hey, as a Giants fan, I'm excited. Like I said, man, we haven't had a great wide receiver since Odell Beckham Jr. You know what I'm saying? But the thing with Malik, man, Malik is like a humble kid, like I said, and hey, he ain't afraid. He got a lot of confidence. He's going to go out there. He's going to do his thing. Like I said, and I know this season they're going to probably try to double cover, blanket him, do whatever they got to do. But hey, that's good. We got other weapons. You know what I'm saying? We got Jalen Hyatt. We got Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton. You know what I'm saying? Theo Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Devin Singletary. You know, Tyrone. All these guys going to make plays, man. All we want is the offensive line to do their job. If the offensive line do their job, we good, bro. We are good. Not worried about it, man. Not worried about it at all. Because like I said, the strength of our team is going to be our defense. It's going to be our front. Like I said, these guys going to get some pressure. And like I said, Brian Burns on the other side, he's looking like Spider-Man. Like I said, he's looking good in training camps. Like I said, he can't be stopped either on the defensive side. Kayvon Thibodeau's rubbing off on him, you know what I'm saying? he's rubbing off on Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau is having a great training camp too, man. So like I said, we'll see in the preseason games, regular season. I can't wait for it. I cannot wait for the regular season to start. As I said, preseason is tomorrow at 7:00. We play the Detroit Lions. But get back to Malik Nabers. Like I said, man, this dude, like I said, what can I say about him, man? He's killing our team. He's killing the other team. It's only going to be a matter of time before he kills some other team, during the regular season. If that offensive line holds up, this boy's going to have a great season. He'll have a great season. Hopefully he can make it to the Pro Bowl this year. So, but I'm going to watch some Malik Nabers highlight. And I'm just cue it up or something like this. And this is going to be courtesy of All Football, man. Like I said, this guy breaks it down completely with Malik Nabers. If you wasn't excited about Malik Nabers after you watched his highlights and things like that, and, listen to his analysis and things like that, you're going to be hyped up about Malik Nabers. So I'm going to play it in a sec. Cue it up. And like I said, this is courtesy of All Football. And let's watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, you probably know that you're looking at Malik Nabers, the 6th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. And this is a couple of highlights from a joint practice this week between both the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions. And this guy, yeah, he is putting on a show. In fact, that's really been the case ever since the beginning of training camp for this team. Now, sure, seeing Malik Nabers dominate his own team's secondary in live practice, that is one thing in itself. But I mean, with some of the film that we now have of him going up against opposing secondaries, the hype we have seen with this guy, it feels very real at this point. Because for anyone that was sort of unfamiliar with Malik Nabers coming into this, he was arguably one of, if not the most dominant deep threat in all of college football last season. Like, obviously the numbers do a pretty good job at telling you that, but through the film, his speed and explosiveness were pretty much second to none out of anyone in this entire draft class.
Look at the time he has, and he's got a man wide open, and you know who it is.
Act like it's a curl, throttle down. That just gets Richardson to hesitate a moment.
And by pretty much abusing those two strong suits, it's clear how he was able to find that success in college. But then, if you translate that conversation over to the professional level, some people have questioned if that translation will be difficult for him. Like, say, will he be able to gain the same level of separation on defensive backs? Is his route running up to speed? Can he thrive in the short game? But I mean, with every question that you see about him, he is just continuing to impress. And as you might have also seen, things are getting chippy with opposing secondaries because of it. But with a fair amount of these clips that we have seen so far, along with taking just a little glimpse into the depth chart of the Giants, specifically in the wide receiver room, New York was hoping to get the pure definition of a 3-level wide receiver out of Malik Nabers with this draft selection. As you might have also seen, things are getting chippy with opposing.
I'm gonna tell you right there, man. If you look at this clip right here, you'll see Devin Singletary over there throwing a haymaker on, I guess, Brian Branch. Singletary was the first one in there to mix it up. If you can see closely, like
secondaries because of it.
Right here, right there. He's going at Brian Branch right there, Singletary, the running back.
But with a fair amount of these clips that we have seen so far, along with taking just a little glimpse into the depth chart of the Giants, specifically in the wide receiver room, New York was hoping to get the pure definition of a 3-level wide receiver out of Malik Nabers with this draft selection. They posted one of the worst overall pass games in all of football last year. And whether you want to tie that to maybe the injury of Danny Dimes, the lack of versatility in their wide receiver room, etc., that word versatility, it is all we have seen from this guy. First day of joint practices against the Detroit Lions, Malik Nabers was targeted 8 times throughout the course of live practice, and as some of you probably could have guessed, he came down with 8 total receptions. Fast forward to day number 2 while I'm recording this, and he currently has 7 total receptions on 7 targets as well. Now, sure, the one deep ball that's been trending all over social media, it was technically called incomplete by the sideline official. I'll go ahead and slow this down and let you guys be the judge of that. But nonetheless, no matter the depth of the routes or even the route that he was being asked to run in these situations, you are seeing it all with this guy. Whether it's, say, him showing the early ability to create enough separation on openings for deep balls like this, and not to mention contested catches that we are seeing, which could be a completely different conversation, but even the short yardage concepts that we're seeing, such as simple slant routes, hitches, you name it. Again, there's just creating that separation, but it's also the even smaller things you see. Like, say, him being able to effortlessly fake out defensive pursuits with his footwork. Here, he showcased one of the best yards after catch per reception out of any wide receiver in college football last year. And even though you might not see it to the same degree at the professional level, clearly you're still going to get glimpses of it here and there. Also, even concepts like double moves that you'll see out of him this year. The ability to act like you're quick breaking up the field just to follow it up with an immediate change of direction to a curl on the sideline, followed up by a toe-dragging reception with that DB still dragged all over it, essentially. I mean, again, you guys, if you watch a highlight reel of Malik Nabers from his college days, it's basically a deep ball montage, okay? And while obviously that's not going to be as common as it was when
Yeah, it looked like, man, there's nothing that this guy can't do. You know what I'm saying? Is Malik Nabers looking at some of these highlights and things like that, double moves. And also, it's just amazing how he gets into his break, stops, and just accelerates and just leave the DBs, safeties in their wake. You know what I'm saying? It's just like getting behind them and stuff like that. And that's one of his best traits. You know, he gets behind the DBs or the safeties and stuff like that. And for those big plays that we need, you know what I'm saying? And looking at some of these highlights, man, like I said, this dude's been cooking. And what we're seeing in the training camp is what we're seeing at LSU and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I know some of the things they were saying were, oh, was he able to get some separation in the NFL and stuff like that? I mean, we haven't played our preseason game yet, but looking at these things and stuff like that, this dude's going to be a bona fide stud, a wide receiver and stuff like that. So, hey, I'm hyped up about this guy, man. Hey, ain't nothing too much he can do, man. The Giants fans, we just going to enjoy this guy while we have him and stuff like that and put some more pieces around him and stuff like that. This is our dog right here. You know what I'm saying? We behind Malik Nabers 150%.
when you're talking about the NFL, but seeing how both Brian Dable and Daniel Jones are going to try to utilize that vertical deep threat that he possesses to maybe have him thrive more consistently in the short game. Like, he's not only a weapon that New York hasn't had in years at their disposal split out wide at this point, but also, what about how Malik Nabers is going to affect everything surrounding him on this team? Now, guys, remember how we said this was one of the worst pass games in all of football last year? But even though production-wise that might be the case, let's go ahead and add some context here. That was without a Malik Nabers at your disposal. An injured Daniel Jones that missed most of the year. One of the worst offensive lines in all of football. So,
look at that. Look at that. See, these are the things that we be talking about. Big Blue crew, you know, Big Lou, Pat, NYG, you know, Coach Ed Gladney and stuff like that, man. Everybody, man, we talking about this, man. These are not excuses that we making for Daniel Jones or the Giants and stuff like that. Look at that, man. 32nd ranked O-line. Come on, bro. 32nd ranked, dead last. I can see if these guys was like middle of the pack or a top 10 offensive line. 32nd ranked offensive line. No true number one wide receiver on the team. You're not going to have a lot of success, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't expect a quarterback to have a lot of success without a true number one wide receivers or a wide receiver two, tight end, weapons. He needs weapons. You know, you can't just have one weapon on the team. You need weapons, multiple weapons. But the main important thing is that offensive line. You want to see it somewhere around like 18, 15. If you get up into the top 12 and 4, great. It's very rare you're gonna get the number one ranked offensive line, but if you do, that's a heaven send, that's a godsend. But look at that, man. Ain't no quarterback could win like that. no true wide receiver, really weapons, and a offensive line ranked 32nd. Come on, man. Come on now.
Do you guys at least see where I'm trying to come from here? Now, regarding Danny Dimes specifically, I know some of you are going to bring up the conversation of his numbers from last season before he got injured. But I mean, what about the quarterback he was just 2 years ago? I'm not going to make assumptions from what we're seeing on just these training camps and joint practices alone, but the balls that Malik Nabers is getting thrown in these clips, they're looking pretty good out of Danny Dimes' hands. And not to mention the very hopeful offensive line improvement they want to see, with them having one of the worst pocket times in the entire league last year. This didn't just derail New York's season, essentially.
So we had the 27th ranked pocket time in 2023, 2.3 seconds, 2.3 seconds. And you know what people going to say? Well, the quarterback can't hold the ball that long. Well, it's only 2.3 seconds. I mean, hell, the offensive lineman, that's your job. Your job is to block, pass protect. You can't hold somebody for 4, 5, 6 seconds or something like that. Offensive lineman, that's your job. If you think like 1 or 2 seconds, that should be long enough. That's not long enough. Your job is to protect, is to block and pass block and run block. That's what your job is. If you can't hold the man, and that's part of the reason why the Giants have been with it. A lot of times we've seen last year, as soon as they call height, people's in the backfield already. Where was the offensive lineman? They're not even engaging with some of these dudes. They're not even blocking these dudes. And that's part of the problem. You see that? 2.3 seconds pocket time, 5th worst in the NFL. Now, if we was like 28th worst, I mean, that'll be great. But 5th worst, we gotta reverse that trend. We gotta reverse that trend, give our quarterbacks more time to survey the scene and stuff like that. But 2.3 seconds left, of course you're gonna be a one-read quarterback. You only got 2 seconds to look at the one person and try to make a play. You don't have time to survey to your second and third reads. And that's part of the problems. Like I said, hopefully this new offensive line can change that and give them some more time. And like I said, we should be able to make a lot of plays out there in the field, man. So I'm glad somebody else is breaking this down and seeing, so people can say like, oh man, he had time to throw the ball and all this stuff. Nah, he ain't got time to throw the ball, bro.
It also made the pass game completely one-dimensional. And honestly, Nabers by himself is practically a whole new dimension for Dable and Jones to work with. The majority of his time in college, Malik Nabers actually lined up out of the slot. And I mean, given he had the best grade of any receiver in the FBS at doing so last year, yeah, don't be surprised if you see it quite a bit this year as well. But with having the ability to, say, throw him in different personnel packages with some of New York's other wide receivers, like, say, Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, maybe another deep threat lined up alongside him in Jalen Hyatt, really no matter the scheme he is up against, whether he's seeing man or zone in front of him, I mean, again, from his college days, he proved that he was among the best in either category. And as we get further into this season and see him get more familiar with this offense, if it's not going to be him exploiting those gaps and coverages, it's just going to be him creating them for his teammates. Like, you guys saw it when I pulled it up earlier. New York's unofficial depth chart already has him at wide receiver 1 going into the preseason. And from the clips, the film, and just about everything else we have seen so far, this guy's rookie season is going to be one that you need to keep an eye on. Okay, and I'm also extremely curious to hear what you guys have to think of him. So please let me know in the comments. What has specifically surprised you the most out of everything we've seen from Malik Nabers and even this Giants offense so far in training camp? And of course, if you had to, predict what the Giants' final record will be this season, and even what Malik Nabers' final numbers will be.
Yeah, man. So, hey, that was Malik Nabers. Like I said, man, the hype train is rolling, man. Hey, you got to get on it. You know what I'm saying? Get on it before it closes off, man. But like I said, Giants fan, we're excited about Malik Nabers, man. Like I said, coming to the draft, that's who I wanted the Giants to pick. That's who the big blue crew, everybody else wanted the Giants to pick was Malik Nabers. Yeah, people said we needed a quarterback and all stuff. Hey, we can get a quarterback some other time. But, hey, we got to put some weapons around Daniel Jones, see what he can do, put some offensive linemen around him and stuff like that. we're paying him anyway. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be the best wide receiver, his first wide receiver one he's ever had in his career, college and NFL. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, like I said, we get more talent around him and stuff like that. You got Theo Johnson, Devin Singletary, Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson, Tyrone Tracy, all these other guys are trying to get these weapons and see what these guys are going to do this season. You know what I'm saying? But the most important thing is that offensive line, man. If that offensive line holds up, pass block, because if you notice in the offseason, the guys that we signed in the offensive the offensive linemen, we went more of a pass blocking, for the season. So meaning that we're going to throw the ball a lot more than we did in the past. Vertical throws, explosive plays. We're going to try to throw the ball downfield. So, hey, man, I'm ready for it, man. Can't wait. Like I said, first preseason game is tomorrow. Like I said, I doubt the starter's going to play. They play the Lions tomorrow, 7 o'clock. We'll be watching the game. But that second preseason game against, I want to say either the Patriots or the Jets, we'll get to see more because, like I said, then the starters is going to play, it's going to be the dress rehearsal and things like that. So going into tomorrow's game, like I said, we just want to see mainly I want to see how Cordell Flott, these other guys, these secondary play and things like that, see who's going to emerge and stuff like that. I don't know if I doubt Dexter Lawrence and starters is going to play in that first preseason game. So these guys really just going to be out there, try to, make plays, try to see if they can make the team, have a good showing out there and stuff like that. We want to see if we got some more dogs out there, the guys who are going to be out there tomorrow, see like who going to open up my eyes, Eric Gray, can you get one in the running back position? Can you make some plays and stuff like that? So we'll get to see a dose of Eric Gray tomorrow. Who else I'm looking forward to? Tyrone Tracy, more than likely he's going to be playing too. Turbo Miller, another running back. That is a good chance to showcase their abilities tomorrow. So, I can't wait, man. Then on the defensive side, like I said, Cordell Flott. Hey, it looks like Nick McLeod is beating you out right now. So if I was you, I'd rather get in there and get some plays and get my feet wet and stuff like that. Because, hey, the CB2 spot supposedly is yours. But like I said, in these preseason games, we got 3 preseason games. If Nick McLeod looks better than you, I expect him to start and take your spot by the first game of the season. So you got to come out there and you got to show that you want the spot. So I'm looking at you, Cordell Flott, see what you can do. I know you're a slot guy, but they got you a CB2. Go out there, show up and show out. You know what I'm saying? And tomorrow, Theo Johnson, tight end. Like I said, these guys are going to play. So it looks like Drew Lock will probably start, or could be Tommy DeVito, but I think it's going to be Drew Lock starting, so we'll get to see. And like I said, the Lions, I don't think they're going to play majority of the starters and things like that since it's the first game. So I really don't know what to expect. But like I said, from our side, I want to see some on offense. I want to see how we can sustain drives, if we can push the ball, move the chains and stuff like that. On the offense, like I said, I want to see some continuity. I want to see some guys making some plays and stuff like that. On the defensive side, hey, like I said, guys who are trying to make the team, guys who try to be starters, this is your opportunity to get out there against the Lions and, make some plays out there. Open up the coach's eyes, open up the fans' eyes and stuff like that. Because like I said, even though this is the first preseason game, this your spot depends on it. You know what I'm saying? You could win some spots in these preseason games. So don't look at it as like it's just a scrimmage or something like that. No, this is for your job. And like I said, it's a 53-man roster. So, hey, not everybody going to make the squad. So we'll see who's going to keep, who we're not going to keep. And some of the guys on here, doesn't mean like, when the season starts, they're going to be on the team, because we could look at other teams cutting players and sign some of those other players and get rid of some of these players if we feel like it's an upgrade. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Mosley, what's good, bro? Thanks for tapping in, man. Yeah, just talking a little Giants football right now. And just, I don't know if you was in, you saw some Malik Nabers highlights and stuff like that. You watched the replay and stuff like that. Malik Nabers Hype Train. And like I said, we're excited for this guy, man. Like I said, he's making plays in training camp, making plays, against the Lions and stuff like that. So I want to see what he's going to do in the preseason game. I'm not too much worried about it. All I'm worried about is the offensive line. If them guys can hold up, I know this guy's going to make some plays for us and stuff like that. So it should be good. Like I said, the first preseason game, I doubt we're going to see him. But that second game, and probably the third, but I think it's the second is the dress rehearsal. And hey, that's what we want to see what these guys are going to do, because our starters should be playing that whole first half or that first quarter or something like that, to get these guys. Like I said, Daniel Jones going to be playing in that second game because he got to shake some of that rust off and, get some timing with these guys down and stuff like that, man. I'm just excited. Football season is right here, man. Preseason now. Then within about 3 weeks, month, the regular season starts, man. And it's back on again, man. Can't wait for it, man. You know what I'm saying? So the Giants and Lions tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Like I said, it's only 2 preseason game on tomorrow. I think the Patriots against the Panthers at 7 on NFL Network. And then the Giants and the Lions, both games are at 7 o'clock. I don't know why they did that. I thought the Giants game was going to be like 9 or, you know what I'm saying, and Patriots game would be at 7. But either way, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, we'll be looking forward to that game, the preseason game and stuff like that. See, I guess Drew Lock is going to be playing tomorrow. I doubt our starters is going to be playing not probably playing at all. So we'll see how it goes. But like I said, as far as the joint training camp, I love it. I love the physicality. I love the way these guys is bringing it. There was a lot of chippiness going on in that training camp, a lot of fights going on and stuff like that. So, hey, man, it just shown we got some dogs. We got some dogs on this team, man. We get more and more dogs on this team, offensive side and the defensive side. And that's what you want. That's how you build a team. The culture, you got to build that culture up. You got to get these dogs in here. The more dogs you get, the better your culture is, the more your team is going to be successful. And like I said, we want to be a smash mouth physical team. Looks like we're going to be passing the ball a lot. But like I said, as far as the defensive side, we're going to be bringing it. We got some guys that can get to the pass pass rush to the quarterback. We're going to do it, bro. But like I said, man, it's been a great thing with the Lions, and I think we got a joint practice with the Jets too. I think we got a joint practice with the Jets before we play them. So the Patriots game is the second game, I believe, and the Jets is the third preseason game. So yeah, we got a joint practice with the Jets coming up. That's always going to be a little chippiness with the Jets, Jets and Giants and stuff like that. Big brother, little brother, things like that. You know how I go. But yeah, that's it, man. That's all I got for today, man. Thanks for everybody for checking in, tapping in and stuff like that, man. NYG, my brother, Unpopular Opinion Sports. You know what I'm saying? Go subscribe to his channel. Go subscribe to Big Pat Sports Talk, Big Lou, G Nation Inside Sports, Miz in the Midday, Big Blue in the Bronx, Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, Mac the Giant, and many other more. Knicks Cast, so and Wales to New Jersey. Go subscribe to all the Big Blue crew. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we bring the real, we bring it to you, man. Straight up, man. That's how it is. It's like, yo, we bringing it, bro. Until next time, man. See you guys, man. And like I said, tomorrow is the first preseason game. Like I said, hopefully we come out with a dub, like I said. But if not, I want to see some fire in these guys. I want to see these guys being aggressive, being competitive. That's the most important thing. So that's what I'm going to be looking forward to. That's what I'm going to be looking forward to. Like I said, Daniel Jones and the starters most likely is not going to play. So it's up to these other guys, the backups, to really bring it and act like you want to be a part of this team. And, because like I said, you might be playing in the preseason. By the first game of the season, you might be off the team because depending on what other teams cut or release, we probably going to pick those guys up and they're going to take your damn spot. You know what I'm saying? So you better bring it. You know what I'm saying? Because we looking for that stuff. We looking forward to it, man. You got to bring it. So like I said, 7 o'clock tomorrow, we'll be on tomorrow. I'll see tomorrow if I could get the game on or something. I don't know if Big Blue Crew, I don't know who's streaming it or not, but if not, if I could stream it, then I'll get on there and stream the game and stuff with the lines and stuff like that. Talk a little, see what's going on with these guys tomorrow. But till next time, man, like I said, I'm probably going to be on here, I want to say Saturday. I got to see if it's an Olympic game on or something like that. But I know I'm going to be on with Friday night with Blacktop Podcast with my brother NYG and also Coach Ed Gladney and some other Big Blue crew members and stuff like that. So you can catch me Friday at I want to say 7 or 8 o'clock Friday, Blacktop Podcast with my brother NYG. All right. Till next time, man. See you guys.
Who's got the rocket launcher? I say we blow it up. Now fire that thing.
It's for the city of sports, playing with a giant Nick. With my man S. Guard.
That's him.
You feel the vibe?
That's me.
We going live.
That's us.
That like button shared, you been subscribed.
Stadium.
That MetLife, Big Blue, home of the Braves.
Yeah.
That turnpike, you can see that's where the game's played. NFL one day, then it's the NBA. Madison Square Garden, that's where the Knicks play. This that NY Logan, no it don't get broken. Legalized, mean this shit smoking. I'm on topic, dropping another episode. The game winner, trade, maybe a field goal. Everybody right now doing the wave. You tune in the show called The-Man-Cave. I see the chat, they always doing their thing. Big views, 85 inch screen. The game's on, you rush and bleed, made calm. You on the road and chill, do the watch along. The show's on, the host, you know it's S-God. It's no telling the panel filled with guest stars. You're now rocking with the voice, you know what it is. It's your boy J Boogie. You're now rocking with my man S-God. I support him to the fullest, you heard? My man Mike Blaze. This is Alter Production. What that mean, we about to alter everything that's playing. Tune in. My man S.G.O.D. Support the show. Subscribe, share it. Most importantly, hit that like button.